Hey, morning people on YouTube. Here's a quick video for anybody considering these farmertec 200t clones. I built this for a buddy. Did some machine work on the base of the cylinder. I also did a little bit of mods to the carb and put it together. It runs pretty good. It pulls about 185 psi compression. That was after a few tanks. I think I'm probably on about 5 or 6 tanks of fuel into it now. I've got the metering arm height set a little bit higher as the machining dropped the cylinder base down quite a bit, and I think I actually have a little bit too much intake duration because it does drink quite a bit of fuel. I can say it runs at about 14.6. It tacked out yesterday. Seems that I've got the idle and acceleration problems sorted out. Whether it lasts as long as an OEM 200T or any other OEM chainsaw is yet to be seen. A couple of issues I had right out of the gate. This is a kit saw. It did come in a box with a whole bunch of small plastic bags with parts, and it was missing a few, namely the ring that goes around the intake boot in the airbox, the ring that goes in the intake boot, as well as the ring that goes on the outside of it, as well as the 2 contact springs. So my means to turn it off right now is to ground out that wire on the spike. And this came with the regular size spikes, not the massive ones you see on the G111 saw. The other thing I did too was broke the starter cord pretty quick. That didn't last long at all. I guess with 185 psi, it was pretty tough to start. And it took a long time to get the carb primed. Because we just don't know how they're set up out of the factory and whether they're going to deliver enough fuel or not for its start, let alone initial start. I also had to put a washer under there because the 4mm starter cord I'm using, even with a figure 8 knot, was pulling through. So you might want to consider an elasto start handle, an OEM one, if you decide to move on one of these kit saws. The OEM parts I have on the way are the screw lock here. I don't like the feel of it. It is bent back and forth quite a few times because the fit wasn't good, and I suspect it's fatigued out. And those little nibs, if you want to call them that, I can see them breaking off and finding their way into the carb and into the intake and gouging up the cylinder. The rear annular buffer, the anti-vibration mount, however you want to describe it, is already torn. I don't suspect that that's going to last much longer than this one down here. So I've got an OEM AV mount on order, and everybody told me that too, or everybody mentioned that that's built these saws. So I suspect that I should have just done that right out of the gate. All right, so this is a cold start. It hasn't run yet today at all. I'll do a little demo for you. I'm not going to cut any wood. It's just a little startup. You can hear how it sounds, and if you're considering one of these things, hopefully this is enough information to push you into getting one and building one yourself, or avoiding it. Up here in Canada, they're about $500 tax, duty, delivered, not including the OEM parts. So that basically puts a rate in the ballpark of buying a brand new 194T or building one of these and having to modify it. But if you like the 200T that much, this is probably one of your best bets. All right, we'll set up the camera here on the feed tray of the chipper. I don't know how this is going to work out, but we'll give it a go. All right, there she is running, a little bit high of an idle, and I did rotate the saw around to demonstrate that it doesn't stall out when it's flipped, or it's hung upside down, or it sits on the ground for an extended period of time. Okay, right on. I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I hope it provides enough information for anybody with questions on what you can expect from these kits. All right, thanks for watching.